What is up, Era Sens fans? Jackson here, bringing you guys another weekly report. And we got a couple of wins to go through this week, including the biggest comeback in Ottawa Senators history. So let's get started. Starting off with Monday's storied game against the Leafs. The biggest comeback in Ottawa Senators history, and probably the most exciting game that I've ever watched. I can't think of a more exciting game since I've been a fan. It was just so much fun to be a part of, and we'll get right into it here. Right off the bat, it appeared that the Sens are kind of getting outworked by the Leafs, and I think anytime you play the Leafs, it is terrifying to go up against that Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, Joe Thornton line. They just bring so much speed, so much skill, and as soon as they enter the zone, it's terrifying. It seems like Ottawa's defense early on just couldn't handle the Leafs' top six in transition. I don't think that Tavares Nylander line was as dangerous, and they're getting some scrutiny from that. But even guys like Spezza and Kerfoot have looked really, really good. Boyd got that nice goal for the Leafs in this game too, so they're getting scoring from their depth guys. And, they were giving up a lot of odd man rushes, the Sens defense. I think just from what I counted, there were like 6 odd man rushes, which is a lot to give up in one hockey game. I can't think of a game in the last couple of years that I've watched where the Ottawa Senators have given up, 5 or more odd man rushes. So that was a little tough to see. And because of that, I don't think many of these goals were on Marcus Holbrook. As a goaltender, even an NHL goaltender, what are you supposed to do when you got guys like Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner passing the puck around and, you're getting 2-on-1s? Yeah, it was tough. It wasn't a good look for our defense. We let Holbrook hang out to dry, unfortunately. But you know what? It got better. End of the second period here, Nick Paul scores a shorthanded goal and breathes some hope into the Sens. I had a little feeling something was going to happen. Something about that goal it excited me. I don't know. I was ready for a comeback. And then sure enough, going into the third period, Artem Zub scores his first NHL goal, and it is a beauty. Oh my goodness. Chris Tierney with a really nice pass as he's coming out of the box. Zub goes on the breakaway and he scores a goal like he's Connor McDavid. Like he goes backhand, forehand, just buries it around the pad, and Frederik Andersen makes him look silly going down. So that was awesome to see. And then the 5-4 marker here, it's getting really exciting. Thomas Chabot just doing what he does. Beautiful finesse little spin move to get the puck down to Colin White. And then Colin White and Connor Brown just have a beautiful little catch and release there. Connor Brown finishes it off with a nice one-timer. 5-4 Sens. Of course, the Sens pull the goalie later on in the game. Evgeny Dadonov redirects a puck in past Frederik Andersen, and all of a sudden we're tied. Now, going into overtime, Dadonov would continue those heroics. So Morgan Riley's open, gets a shot. Of course, the infamous part of this goal here is he had Matthews wide open and elected to shoot the puck. That's difficult. So Morgan Riley shoots that one. Evgeny Dadonov plays goalie, makes the save, chases the puck up the ice, breakaway, scores, 6-5 Sens. So that's a comeback down from 5-1. So they scored that 5-2 goal late in the third and went and scored 3 in the third period and ended up winning it in overtime. So yeah, it felt like one of those 2016, 2017 Sens playoff games. Like the atmosphere was just amazing. I love watching those kind of games, and it was great to see. I think we'll have a couple more of those kind of exciting games throughout this rebuild. Up next, we have Wednesday's game against the Leafs. This would actually be the first of a back-to-back they'd play, as they'd play the next day. This was a tough one. The Sens ended up losing 2-1, but I really like the effort from the guys here. Brady Tkachuk scores to get his 100th point. Matt Murray just looked so good, so calm, so composed, was making some big saves. It's really good to see him kind of getting more comfortable in the Sens, and I think he can be a really good goalie for us. I honestly do. Great to see Brandstrom back in the lineup too. He's moving the puck so well. I think he's starting to make smarter decisions. He's not trying to do too much. I think he can be a bit prone to trying to do too much. He's more of an offensive guy with a lot of upside. I know he wants to do it all, but it is good to see him making the safe plays. I think this game just came down to the bounces and Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews is on a scoring tear right now, and someone's going to have to stop this guy, but we couldn't get it done. Tough loss there. Going into the second game of the back-to-back against the Leafs on Thursday, Sens dropped this one 7-3. Pretty lackluster effort. They just looked gassed. The Leafs were the better team. That Marner, Matthews, Thornton line just doing their thing again. Joe Thornton had like 3 points, I think. Matthews 2 goals and a couple other points. So they were just outworked. And on a night where you would love to see Matt Murray get a rest after how well he played the night before, he's got to come right back in. Holberg goes down awkwardly on his knee. We've since learned he'll be out probably a week. So those are the negatives from that game. It's not surprising they lost 7-3 with how they kind of came out. But great to see Tim Stützle get on the scoreboard again and get one. He also actually assisted on Drake Batherson's goal. So those guys are getting going. They got some good chemistry here. I think DJ Smith is recognizing that. Their roles are starting to elevate a bit, and they're getting more and more ice time each game, so we have to hope that continues. Going into Sunday's game against the Habs, I just finished watching this one. Another good win in overtime for the Senators. Started off with a goal for the Habs. Nick Suzuki scores off a couple of flub drop passes. I don't know why the Sens are still doing drop passes. I just think it ends in turnovers. Bit of a tough play from Mike Riley. He had a pretty good night besides that, though. He actually ended up playing 25 minutes tonight. I thought he looked good in the overtime, so good to see him play well. But the goal the Sens respond with, Drake Batherson gets a crazy bounce that goes way up high up in the air off Jake Allen, drops, and it's 1-1 all of a sudden. Artem Zub gets a point on that one, which is great to see. Then Josh Norris makes it 2-1. It's the same type of deal. Zaitsev shoots from the point. Norris gets a one-handed tip-off, but the puck goes way up in the air and in, so two fluky goals here to start this one. That one's assisted from Tkachuk as well. But hey, I mean, we'll take it. Corey Perry then ties it up late, though. 14:35 into the third. Corey Perry just has a huge individual effort, puts the puck between his legs, dangles Goodbranson, and ties the game late. Nice goal from Corey Perry there. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do unless you're Goodbranson. You probably could have played the body a bit better on that one. But then going into overtime, Brady Tkachuk with a cheeky play. Redirects a puck off a skate to one of the Habs defenders and just sends it in for the overtime winner. He's so clutch. I mean, we've seen Brady do this a couple of times against the Habs. He just loves to score in overtime. Another good team win for the Sens. Lots of positives here at the young guys. Tim Stützle getting 17:50 of ice time again. Him and Batherson just continue to look amazing. Branson played well tonight, even though he only played about 15:33. I loved seeing him on the power play, and then you can just see his skill in 3-on-3. He's an offensive defenseman. He loves to skate with the puck. That's what he does, so it's cool to see him in that setting. Zaitsev with a solid defensive night, being asked to play 24 minutes just about there with Shabbat out. So there were a lot of positives in this one. I think the Sens deserved to win. Matt Murray played great, and you love to see it. Up next, just a real quick Belleville Sens update. The B-Sens win 4-1 on Tuesday against the Laval Rocket, then followed up on Friday with a 5-2 loss. Just for the standouts in those games, I thought Philip Gustafsson looked really, really good. Was calm, composed, had excellent economy of movement, was making the saves he needed to make to help the boys get the win there. Formanton looked great. He got a goal. So did Vitaly Abramov. Lassie Thompson pointing again in that win. And then the loss 5-2 there. Joey Decord's back in net. I would love to see him play a bit better. I know the AHL level is a bit different in terms of defense. A little more inconsistent night in, night out. But I'm sure with Hogberg being out, he's going to get a look at the NHL level soon. So we'll see what we have in him there. So that's all I had for you guys this week. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe and follow us there on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook to stay updated. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week.